the power off. Oh, I'm like, what the heck? Never mind. It's my earpiece. Shouts out to my earpiece. Shouts out to One Piece. 155,000 episodes. All right, let me test to see if my audio is working. All right, guys, just 1 second. Hold the phone, please. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Ollie, Ollie, oxen free. Ellie, are you there? Testing, testing. Ellie, are you there? I cannot hear anything. Hold on, y'all. Testing, testing. Ellie, are you there? Present. Okay. It's coming in rather sharp today. That's a Christmas miracle. And move that back. All I can do is believe. Believe like how Chowder did when he was like on Cartoon Network. He went on this whole spiel about believing. But you would think he was so like serious about what he was saying. You think he was giving a motivational speech about to people, but Chowder, I think in that episode he was talking about food. You have to believe. I believe, like, dang, he really loves food. I need to make sure I have everything set up correctly before I really get things rolling on this Monday morning move. Go back to channel. Now I'm on Twitch, making sure everything is live streaming over there. As the computer, sir, there it is. And she's powering up on the Monday, and you too should be powering up on the Monday. It's the only way to fly. I'll have to put in my survey in a moment. What's going on, Tarsus? Welcome to the morning move. Let's power through. I'm currently going through sound check, making sure everything is up and running correctly, and to see if Twitch is running all right. I don't think I need to be online to do it, but I can't say this for sure. While it is recording, I know it'll be safely into my computer, even though they may not see it. But let's get that spin. And thank you for coming in. Happy Monday to you. Yes, exactly. Wow, you remember that? It's like testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 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 turkey sandwich, turkey sandwich. Testing, testing. In my Atlanta Journal-Constitutions, I always said that I had a turkey sandwich. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, turkey sandwich, sound check, sound check. It took me over a half a day to get things reset up over here, and I'm happy that things are working out. I'm happy that I started early. There it is. It's looking good over there on StreamYard. Very good. So I'm going to close that out now that I know it's working all right. So I don't be, slowing down the vibes on the internet with running too much stuff. If you know your internet, you know your internet. If you know your computers, you know your computers. I know my computers enough to know. I don't want to overload them. Like, LA, we're crashing. You cannot. Hold it together. I need you, especially this day. Because today I'm talking about the John Wick movies. And I am going to take my entire time talking about these movies. It's going to be fun. Yeah, remember that chicken topic we talked about? That was good. The Jollibee chicken restaurant. It made me happy. Because like the names of the chicken had the word joy in it or something. All their food had happy names in it. Like, how could you not want to go there? I was reading the menu out loud to y'all and I was getting happy. I felt like coming to America. And then Reverend Brown was like, can you feel it? Ha, yes, somebody say joy. And Eddie Murphy was like, joy. That was so funny, man. I like Reverend Brown. Maybe if I think about it, because it might be an intermission, I can play the Reverend Brown clip as an intermission or something. But y'all won't see it, but the Twitch people will. So nonetheless, on the Twitch, I will definitely like before, download the video when it's done and upload it so you guys can see both versions, because I will be reading off of the screen this time. I'll be able to do a screen share, and I'm so happy about that because it's so much to read about in reference to John Wick and the movie in general. Now, when I say John Wick, I don't specifically just mean Keanu. I mean the whole thing, like everybody in there. Like when you say Christmas, yeah, you think of Santa Claus, but Christmas comes with the snowman, snow globes, presents, and all that stuff. So I know y'all know what I'm saying. It's too early to be technical. Oh, I want to put, hey guys, I want to put the survey in here. So just a moment. We have Blitz Z, Craig. Long time no see. Thank you for putting cows in the chat. I'm getting ready to do that. I'm working on a couple of things at the same time, so I must not move in haste. I must move carefully as I set up. Y'all, my ring light just tipped over, and I'm so glad it didn't knock over the phone. Dun, 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 dun. I don't want to. I'm trying to figure it out as we talk. I didn't want to be on here starting late. That's the thing. Just a second. I didn't want to be starting the show late. So let me put the computer over here on my lap so I can put the survey up about the movie. And so I can do the cows in the chat thing, right? I want to give a shout out to my family, our son and my husband, because they helped me with this setup yesterday. I needed some help, and both of them did their part and helped. So I want to give a round of applause to them, because if it wasn't for them, this show wouldn't be as successful as it is right now in this one shiny moment. There. Now I'm going to get the survey going about the movie. The movie. Do you know the Muffin Man? No, that's not the question I'm asking. Remember on Shrek, the gingerbread man was going under interrogation? And I'm like, do you know the Muffin Man? He like, the Muffin Man? He's like, ah, the Muffin Man! Oh. JOHNWYCK movies. Yay. And let me look for the popcorn emoji so I can put, come on, computer. It's like I'm too sleepy. There we go. There's the survey, and I'm simply asking, hi, if you guys like the John Wick movies or not. So all of you, my intentions on here, because I planned this, it took me a couple of days to plan this. I'm going to be on here for a very long time talking about these movies. Thank you for coming in. We have Ron and the Heezy. I'm getting ready to take a sip of water already, and then I'm going to start the cows in the chat because I just pushed start. And we are already approaching the 10-minute mark. Y'all can hear me all right? I have notes all over here in the background, y'all. Clipboards. How you doing? There. Let me get my calls preloaded. Running a little differently here this time. Let me find you, precious calls, and let me type it in here. Caps lock calls in the chat. Cows in the chat. And let me put, calls are uncoordinated. They're always knocking things over. Is that true? Question mark, space bar. Wait, when you type it, no, is that true? Question mark, enter. Starting new sentence. I believe that to be true. Period. Spacebar. Why? Question mark. I'm typing like I'm talking like I'm typing. She is artificial intelligence. I'm scared. I'm getting my thing set up so we can do the cows in the chat, y'all. I'm working on a couple of new things. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have surpassed the 10-minute mark. Da, 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 da. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for audience participation. It's called Cows in the Chat. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things here that they have not considered existing on this planet. They say that America is the great melting pot. I beg to differ. It is the planet Earth that is the great melting pot. And it is time to put some what? Calls in the chat. Harmonica, please. Thank you. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Calls in the chat. Cows in the chat. Calls in the chat. Cows in the chat. Calls in the chat. I here on LA TV like to take the time to talk about the cows, aka precious bovines. Why? Because number one, they're cute, and number two, why not? And number three, if it weren't for cows, there will be no Burger King. I'm getting ready to put some flame broils in the chat. Let me get some fire emojis in the heezy. Fire. Dun, dun, dun. Move. Fire. Thank you guys so much for coming in and having a good time with me. As I put cows in the chat, this is the moment where we celebrate precious cows. And I would like to deeply apologize that the science people, NASA people, the government have placed the blame on the cows. I guess they ran out of people to blame while the world is coming to an alleged end. They ran out of people, so they decided to place the blame on cows. They said or should I say we, or I am responsible for global warming. Isn't that a crying shame? Here at LA TV, we want to say we're sorry about that. And another thing, do us the solace, since y'all declared that aliens are here and y'all messing up the planet. Let's have a peace offering gift to say, yo, America, planet Earth, we're sorry. We're going to give you back the unicorns. So I'm getting ready to put unicorns in the chat. Hi, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What's going on? You guys been here holding it down. Thank you guys for coming in. Everyone, happy Monday. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Hey, if you invited a cow in your living room, guaranteed they knock things over. Just their tails alone. Then the tails alone would. Don't let them have to try to turn around. Like, you offer the cow something to drink, and he'll say sure, and then the cow would get up because it's like, I need some ice. I'm like, stay sitting down, I'll get it, don't worry, please stay there. You sit down, stay there, I'll get the ice. It'll be like, I'm at my table, my coffee table. we would have to clear everything out. But having said that, though, Tarsus, you know what would be best now that I'm thinking about this out loud? Logically, in the imagination, in the perfect world, we would have to dine outside. I wouldn't be able to bring the cow in unless I had like a vestibule, or should I say a vestibule, and had it turned like a lobby part, so they could come kind of into the house and it'd be like a farm, so they could kind of be in the house in a way and eat food. But until further notice, I would have to have a party outside with the cows just for that reason, because they be in the way. So I put unicorns in the chat because I think that the science people should give all the people on planet Earth an apology and a peace gift for tearing up this planet. We need unicorns and we need to have strawberry cows come back. Do y'all agree? All in favor say moo. Moo. Thank you so much for putting cows in the chats already this fine morning. I have yet to look at the time. But the last time I did look at the time, I was in my mind like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be late. Judith, you going to be late. Judith, you going to be late. Y'all remember, what's that, Michael Myers? Hang on. I made a video about that. It's like a Halloween. I said the wrong name. I don't remember if he said Judith, you gonna be late, or Janice, you gonna be late. But either way, I remade that video over on YouTube. It's like, Judith, you gonna be late. Judith, you gonna be late. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And I had the Michael Myers music playing in the background, and then I was laughing too. I was like, ho, 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 ho. Hey, I'm already having a good time, and I haven't even gotten around to the topic yet. You know what I'm saying? But this is gonna be a long one today. I'm gonna have fun. It feels like I'm at the library spending the whole day. I spent a whole day, to me it seems, in the library writing a poetry book. I got that thing done too. I snuck in snacks. So side note, I scoped out the place. Dun, dun, dun. Looked around the library before I decided to set up shop, right? Yeah. I had my bag with me. Had my snacks, because you can't bring food in the library. That's all scoping out the place. Had to find a place in the public library where I could bring snacks and not get bothered. Yeah, that was fun. Let's bring back the strawberry cow, science people, please. We deserve something for y'all's mistakes. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out with the cool people, cool peeps, cool kids. It's you, and you, and you. Pull up a chair, get your warm blankets, get your coffee, get your milk, get your tea, get your yogurt. Yogurt is good for breakfast. I have something a little different today for this video. I have popcorn today, since I'm talking about movies, a whole bag. Y'all say a little prayer for me that I don't start talking and eating at the same time and popcorn kernel. And look what's in my cereal bowl. Help me. Somebody get me out of here. Get me out of here. Help me. Get me out of here. Help me. Help me. Help me, please. I'm not going to eat you, but there's no cereal today. I'm going to have popcorn. So I put him in there. Maybe to keep him still. I highly doubt that, though, because he don't like to mind his business. Y'all see how he be all up in the video, putting his 45 cents in, talking and carrying on, interrupting me. Like Chuck E. Cheese, I'm the star of the show. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yes, sir. Yes, I am. Let me see if I have everything in here. I did the cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Moo. Had a good time with that. Thank you for participating in that. House Notes Monday. Welcome to Morning Mood Motivation. That's power. Moo. I want to help you, and you get through your work week. Let's start with one day at a time, starting with Monday. Moo. I want all of you guys to have a great day, a successful day, a safe day. Use your spider senses when you're going to school, work, McDonald's, wherever. If you can't leave out a little early to avoid traffic, so you can kind of avoid all the aggressive, angry drivers who don't know how to channel their energy, except but take it out on poor good people on the road with road rage. Oh, I have my popcorn at the ready. Today's topic will be about the John Wick movies. We have you guys in here participating in the survey. Let me see what you guys have said so far. Let me scroll up to the top. Moving forward. Oh, look, you guys are already voting. Do you like the John Wick movies? It's split. That's good. Half of you guys said yes and half of you said no. Well, I like John Wick movies because it looks like a real life video game, and then the characters are cool. It reminds me of the Matrix, so it's like, if I had this correctly, before the Matrix, what is it, Matrix? Which Matrix? Which Matrix we on? Sound like I'm asking for the time. Which Matrix we on? Matrix 95 came out. John Wick was a good because it kind of put a buffer in for me waiting for the next Matrix to come out. And I hope there will be another Matrix. That's another a topic for another day, because it's like 45 of them mugs. The other reason I like the movies is because it has a nice storyline, and the way the camera moves, I'm thinking mainly in the first movie, because you know how they say the first impressions of everything stick with you longer, and it's hard to get rid of the first impressions of anything, be it people, food, restaurants, movies, and so on. My camera's sliding down. Y'all, it's on the tripod, but I have it split. I have the tripod, y'all. But I have the tripod split. It's balancing across my two crates. You sit there, you think about what you've done. Do your job and be a light. Don't make me have to dismantle you and put you in the trash. LA's getting violent. Leave me alone. Hercules sends his love. He said thank you for the good show, and of course he will be here on Friday. Right now we have Morning Mood. Let's power move. Let me get my screen set up. Just one moment, because I have two streaming platforms on at the same time. LA. Let's do this. Presentation. I will be reading off the screen. Share screen. Check. Share screen. Share my audio system. No way. I don't want to get a copyright strike. You cannot share. You are not allowed to share the information. Therefore, you gonna be in trouble. Yeah. Now, I'm trying to avoid having to put my glasses on, because I'm actually reading from a smaller screen today. We gonna see. Let me scooch this window over, also known as a tab. Hey y'all, thank you for coming in. Add to stage. I am adding the article to the stage right now for those of you who are watching from the other format. Get in there. Yeah, yeah, get in there. Oh, my cow background looks great. I am so happy. Cry. Cue the ugly cry. Now, what I learned while rehearsing, I can say that. What I learned while rehearsing on this stream yesterday is that everything moves when I move. So that gives me a peace of mind. I don't want to accidentally push in stream. So let me space these boxes apart. All right, once again, thank you guys for coming in. We have Tarsus in the house. We have LA in the house. Every time I'm on here, LA is here. It's kind of creepy. I might have to check into that. LA is the first one in here all the time. Whoo! So shouts out to LA. We have Tarsus, Blitzy, Craig, Ron, in the Heezy, and Daniel Berry Sports. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to put the computer down so I can move a little bit more freely. I'll pick it back up a little later. Just one sec. Let me lift this thing up. Bring it around town. Bring it around town, as SpongeBob would say. And plug it back up. Hold on. It's the computer. What is it? The computer cord is snagged. How? I don't know. But I figured it out. Look at me figuring stuff out. Being smart. Let's go. John Wick movies. I have my mouse over here and my popcorn. I'm going to go start with the very first one. It's 2 minutes. What is that? 26 minutes, 48 seconds. We're finally getting started with the show. Is there a way I can type this in here? You know, it would be nice when YouTube allows us to be able to type on our phones while we're live streaming as well. I think they'll get to that eventually. Let me make this bigger. Okay, so let me type this in here if it'll allow. I had the wrong keyboard. This is crazy. I was about to type, but I'm not able to type on there. So I'll tell AI overview because it makes automatic time steps. AI overview at the 27-minute mark, 27-minute mark, I'm officially getting ready to start talking about the actual John Wick movie, starting with number 1. So let's go. Is it possible for me to... Oh, let me see. It can be done. Anything is possible. You have to have a big enough bag, or say you want to audition for a show and the cow is the prop, and then they'll be none the wiser. Like, oh, he just auditioning for a show. You know how you can rent out a room at the library so you can have meetings or do like little shows. You can say it's that, and you can slip that in that way, and they're gonna be so busy or so bored to death, they're not even gonna remember that you came in with the whole cow. I think that's the answer. Ask me. I'll help you. We have John Wick, starring Keanu Reeves, also the Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure Guy. Excellent. How can I do this? Because when I was talking about Jurassic Park, wait. You know what I also realized, y'all? I'm gonna have to take it on the wing and the prayer on this. I'm gonna minimize my StreamYard tab and know that it's still recording and make this bigger, since everything follows when I move. So that's a Christmas miracle. All right, StreamYard people, not StreamYard people, Twitch people, if you are ever in the chat, keep me posted if you cannot see anything or have a technical difficulties, because I'm just about to wing it now on the whim of the test drive that I did with the whole setup. We have the next question I want to ask is, how many John Wick movies are there? So what I'm going to do is type it in the same tab. How many This is how I'm going to start. How many John Wick movies are there? I was thinking about Pulp Fiction movie again because I was talking about Pulp Fiction for about 3 hours. But I actually ran out of time that day. I had to do something else. And I probably will have talked a couple more hours about it. So I'm starting right now. How many John Wick films are there? It's 4 right now. No, that cannot be right because the what do you call the ballerina one? Now is AI overview on one? Thank you guys for coming in. He's Strawberry Field said too many. What's going on, Clutch and Stick? Yes, this time I'm a cow. Thank you for your shouts out under the Hercules the Shark comments. Those were funny. Benji and the Heezy. That's all right. You're gonna learn all about it today. John Wick 2014. We have John Wick Chapter 2, 2017 release. Y'all, I'm getting hot. And the air conditioner on. It's because I'm nervous and excited. No, I'm just hot. It's still summertime. And it's light. That's what it is. If I don't talk this stuff out loud, it's going to get me every time. I had this problem before. I need to turn the light down. It's kicking my behind. Oh my goodness. Let me turn this light down. I see why people be falling out on the stage when they're performing. This just one light. And I'm small. All I gotta do is sweat a little bit and I'll disappear off the stage. John Wick Chapter 3 came out in 2019. John Wick Chapter 4 came out in 2023. Now, why didn't it list the ballerina one? Hold on. This says 4. Now I'm getting ready to ask, what about the John Wick ballerina movie? I know that sounds bad. Hold on, let me see. What about the... Oh, unless that's a branch, are they branching off now? Is that going to be a separate thing? Oh, boy. What about the JHONWIC? I need to figure this out because why didn't it include it in there? Where is it? From the movie? Oh no, I think it's separate entities from the world of John Wick Ballerina. What the H is going on? Y'all, how come? So is the John Wick, the Ballerina movie separate? Because once again, I typed in, what about the John Wick Ballerina movie? And then the only thing that comes up, it says like, from the world of John Wick, semicolon, Ballerina. I'm like, wait a sec. So is that the whole title? Is that the whole title of the movie? See, now when I saw this preview, I was deeply upset. I didn't know that that was the title. I'm like, how is this going to be good? Let me just start from the beginning before I start backwards. This is sounding like trash. Move back so I can start at number 1. You start at number 1. John Wick Part 1. Why are they separating this? This should be together. Don't tell me it's only 4, but then have the ballet lady on there. I hope she's not going to bust up this good thing we have going. We don't have to strike. A Strawberry Field said, I once knew a girl who watched all the Pirates of Caribbean movie in a single weekend. She was depressed. Like I hope it was she was depressed after watching all the movies. And then on the other side, I hope that if she was depressed by her watching all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies in the single weekend, lifted up her spirits. Which is which, please? My computer talk about we got an update. Can't you see I'm busy? Hold on, let me stop this right now. Another time. Are you serious? The computer like, oh, I have an update, and I thought it said we have an update. Excuse me, we have an update. Oh, boy. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, guys. Thank you for hitting the like button. Let me scooch over here and type that in really quickly. I know I'm not supposed to leave out of the shot of the what do you call it, the area of the camera, but it is what it is. And another thing, I have some music going on in the background. I need to turn it down now. Oh my goodness, where's my arm? Yikes! I cannot find it. My tab, my space bar, there it is. I'm like, my space bar disappeared. I don't like that. It needs to stay present so I can see what's going on. A Q Gladys Knight. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Let's go, let's go, let's go. She's still. Mom, it's so good. Let me turn off the music, or at least turn it down. I have it playing in the background. Let me turn it down even less. And you know what would make sense too? There. If I remove those out of the way, is this still playing? Yes or no? Can you guys see everything on here? Can you see everything? Everything. So play nice. Shouts out to Toy Story, ladies and gentlemen. Shouts out to Toy Story. Yep. Wow, the computer is computering. Maximize. John Wick, released in 2014, is an American action thriller starring Keanu Reeves as legendary hitman who comes out of retirement to seek revenge after a group of Russian gangsters 86's puppy and steals his car. Ern steals the car. The film, directed by Chad Stahelski, introduces the character of John Wick and establishes his violent past and the secret underworld of assassins he once belonged to. Ooh wee! What's going on, guys? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for pressing the like button. It means a lot. It really means a lot, man. We're talking about John Wick. Look at this. It's got key aspects. It's really breaking it down. I'm curious to see here. I have a couple of lights on. I might have to turn one off because it's starting to hurt my eyes today. Let me see. After I read some more of this, if they don't feel any better, I'm going to have to get up and turn one of the lights off. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming in. Key aspects of John Wick Part 1. Plot. Ooh, gives us a plot. Let me scooch my computer over. There. A grieving widower, John Wick receives a puppy as a final gift from his late wife. When a group of thugs led by Losif Tavares breaks into his home, steal his prized Mustang, and 86 his puppy, Wick unleashes his lethal past as a hitman to exact revenge. Have y'all seen John Wick Part 1 before? It's dope. And my next question, I'm wondering, as I try my best to stay on the topic at hand, is it a video game yet? Yeah, that actually, Strawberry Fields. Yeah, I actually was reminded about that yesterday because the news was talking about it again. I'm like, well, I heard about this a long time ago. I'm not sure why it's making waves again, but yeah. Characters: John Wick, also known as Keanu Reeves, a retired hitman seeking revenge. We have Joseph Tavares, Alfie Allen, a sadistic young gangster who triggers Wick's return to his former life. Vigo Tavares, Michael Nicevis, Joseph's father. Oh, that's the name of his dad. The whole time I watched the movie, I didn't know what his dad's name was. All I knew was that was the dad in the movie, because at the end of the movie he called and was trying to be like, let's settle our grievances and man to man and put aside our differences, we are men. And then he hung up the phone. He's like, I ain't trying to hear it, it's over, I'm coming for your son. And the man was like, okay, he didn't cry like that, but he wanted to cry. It was sad, man. I'm like, there's nothing he could do about it. It was over. So Joseph's father and Russian mafia boss, an old acquaintance of John Wick's. So those are the main characters in the movie. That's about 1, 2, 3. It's pretty much wrapped around 3 guys, because there's the father and the son, right? The father's son disrespects the legend in the streets, and now John Wick wants revenge. Now, my question is, how could his father not have informed his son of such a dangerous person running around in the streets? How could he not have told him, you can mess with anybody in the world, just don't mess with John Wick? That's what I'm wondering. So when I was watching the movie, I'm like, how could his dad miss something that important? That's one of the first things you teach the child. I mean, they're gangsters in the movie, and it's like a family business, right? In the movie, that's like right up there with the ABCs. You learn your next thing after you with John Wick. Say your prayers. Meow 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 meow. Don't miss John Wick. Amen. How could he have missed that? So I'm wondering, were the two even close to begin with? He failed him. Oh no, I'm sorry, Strawberry Fields. He failed him like my father did. I'm sorry for all of y'all, including myself, who had failing parents, but we are still here holding it down. So that says we have strength. We are strong. We're awesome. Yeah, so as I still think about that out loud, I'll shake my head, because that don't make sense. I am hoping, like, they do a further breakdown with this, albeit by movie, or like have a spin-off show, so we can do a deeper dive. You know how they have that 50 Cent has power, and he's got like 35,000 books of power. 35,000 books of power. I'm hoping they do this with the John Wick, because I need to know how the relationship between the father and son, and how could he have missed something so important to have this kickoff in the whole first place. No, no, I'm not from Kenya. Um, and who was that? Strawberry Fields is bugging out. I think that would be a wonderful thing. He really dropped the ball on that. Just imagine, had his father not had his father told him about not messing with Keanu or John Wick, there wouldn't have been all this other stuff that happened that led into 4 videos plus a ballet chick going rogue. One man's actions done caused all these murders. And for our entertainment, hours of stuff to talk about. We're just saying that if you put it in an aspect of reality, that goes to show one person, you are important. Because by that man not telling his son one important thing, he taught him all the other stuff, everything under the sun. How to fix his hair, how to drive a car, how to pay your bills. But the one thing that he should have told him, he didn't. So many lives are ruined in this movie. Friendships. The blind guy, y'all, in part 4, man. That blind man, he didn't, man. The blind man, dog. The blind man. He was out. It's just the chain reaction. I know I'm going all over the place, but Halle Berry wouldn't have lost her dang dog, you know? She's like, ah, brrr, ah, brrr, it's a tragedy, man. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Sit down. So moving forward in here, we talked about the characters. Thank you guys for coming in. The underworld. The film introduces a secret world of assassins, complete with its own rules and institutions, such as the luxury Continental Hotel for criminals. I have my notepad just in case I needed to take notes for myself. This is going to be like kind of like me. I'm entertaining myself today. But while I'm entertaining myself talking about this movie, you guys are a part of the thought process of me just talking about this movie. Because the hotel itself, the Continental, was also a character of its own. The hotel was dope. It seemed like more than just a hotel. Is hotel the highest word they have for hotel, or is there a a tier higher than hotel? Because if it is, the Continental would be that. So my first thing I want to talk about, I'm writing John Wick Part 1, talking about had his father told his son not to mess with him, this whole thing wouldn't have started in the first place. And I'm writing that down. Not to mess with him. Wait. There. And I'm making sure to take my time to write. I had to be conscious of making sure I write nice and neat. Writing with pen and paper is a lost art. It's dying. Everyone's typing now. And I don't want to get too sloppy. When I go back over my notes, I won't even be able to read what I wrote. And it'll be so much time lost. And then the next point I want to talk about is the Continental. I really like that place, and I think if they make well, let's speak it into existence. When they make the John Wick TV series, like how they have the powers, all of the powers, all of the powers, they'll um do a deep dive on the history and origin of the Continental. So we put the Continental is spelled Continental Hotel. It's like that place was alive. When I say um think about the Continental Hotel, it makes me think of it's a horror movie where they had to stay in this mansion, the haunted mansion. It's kind of right up there with that to me. It's like the haunted mansion and the Continental Hotel. Both creepy and bad things have happened in both of them. Y'all, I made it to the point. I'm getting ready to I want to shut off one of the lights because it's still bothering my eyes. Just a minute, I'm gonna have to get up so I can turn it off. Just one, just one moving moment. Oh man, I'm stepping on stuff. Oh wow, that's better already. You guys, I'm back. And that's better already. Yep, now I have an even more smoother show. Woohoo! I can see. What streaming shades? Like, you talking about glasses? Oh my goodness, that's a good idea. I do have some. They might be packed away. They're blue. If that's for streaming. Yeah, so I turned that light off. The second one, and if for the lights, I'll have to write that down and look into that. I'll put it on the side. Streaming shades. There. Thank you for that. I'll put it down there. So we have the Continental. Says the underworld. The film introduces a secret world of assassins, complete with its own rules and institutions, such as the luxury Continental Hotel for Criminals. Now, did you know that at the time, I knew it was a hotel where the bad people went, but the way the computer AI overview talks about it, it's like, is that the whole name? Continental Hotel for Criminals. Wow, that's a whole nother show. Yep, I agree too. Yeah, the lighting is better. I wanted to give it a try to see. And it's like, yep, I've come to the point where I'm reading where I do want to shut the light off. It's a lot better on my eyes. It sounds like, yeah, well, that's what it reads. The Continental, I never thought of it that way for it to be a hotel for criminals. I just looked at it as, well, they were bad people. But nonetheless, I didn't look at it like that. I just looked at it, it was strictly an exclusive hotel. And that's not the hotel if you're going on a light jog. You're like, oh, I gotta go use the bathroom. And you go in the hotel and use the public restroom in the vestibule. That's not the hotel you want to go do that at, because they'll probably chop your leg off. You don't belong in here. Don't even think about it. I'm sorry. Go across the street to a McDonald's. You know your place. If you ever think about coming in here again, dun, dun, dun. Thank you guys so much for coming in and pressing the like button. It's got director and writer here. The film introduces a secret world of assassins, complete with its own rules and institutions, such as the luxurious Continental Hotel for Criminals. The film was directed by Chad Stahelski and written by Derek Kolstad. Legacy? What do they mean by legacy? I'm curious about that. John Wick was well received for its styled action and choreography. That's another thing. Like, the fight scenes are great. And revitalizing the action genre and launching a successful film franchise. That's what it is. Now, what I was talking about at the beginning, I was asking how many John Wick, hey guys, how many John Wick films are there? And it only said 4. I'm like, how was it only just 4? Because the ballet one came out. So they didn't include that as part of it. But I'm going to assume that that's is part of the franchise. It's under the umbrella of. So what are they trying to do? Separate stuff? Maybe they're going into the direction like I was hoping they would do as a TV show, to have it a spin-off. Like the power, the book of whatever. They have so many of them. I'm curious about that. So, Legacy, I need to read this again for my own understanding. John Wick was well received for its styled action and choreography, revitalizing the action genre and launching a successful film franchise. That is for sure. I wish it said some more, but that's all you get. That's all you get. That's all you got. Now I want to go to the synopsis of John Wick Part 2. I'm getting ready to look up and read the summary of John Wick 2. Thank you guys so much for participating in the survey. Let me look over here and see what you guys are saying. Do you like the John Wick movie? 72% of you said yes, and it looks like about 28% of you said no. Thank you so much for participating. I am one of the people who said yes. I see what you have, Strawberry Fields. It's an axe. It showed up on my other. It showed up on the other monitor. Thank you for those the emojis. You like my legs? You guys are nuts. Let me type this in here. I'm figuring this whole setup out as I go. And let me put THU and right click. Ah, that's the wrong one, y'all. She pushed the wrong button. LOL. Thank you for liking. LIKING. Put that in there and some happy faces. There. So we have that. And now I want to look up John Wick Part 2. John Wick Part. We're about to hit the first hour already. And I'm only talking about the summary of Part 2. Goodness. John Wick Part 2 summary. Now, Part 1 gave me a summary right off the bat. But for Part 2, it's like you're on your own. That's messed up. See AI overview? Come on, AI overview. AI overview. We have John Wick Part 2. AI overview summary. That's what I'll do. And see what happens. I have John Wick Part 2, AI overview summary. Summary! Shouts out to X Ministries. Every time he's done preaching, he's like, summary! John Wick, here it is. Chapter 2. John Wick Chapter 2 finds the titular assassin pulled back into the criminal underworld to repay a blood debt to Santino D'Antonio. That's the dude's name. See, it's telling us stuff that I didn't catch in the actual movie. Like, what are these people's names for real? Forcing him to complete a gruesome task before a series of double crosses and escalating violence lead to a massive bounty being placed on his head. And that's just one sentence in this paragraph. And that's enough for me already to be like, yeah, Part 2 is going to be good. This is the second sentence in the paragraph describing Part 2. The film significantly expands the world of assassins, exploring the global network of killers, luxurious hotels, and intricate rules, all while delivering the signature gung fu choreography and stylish action the franchise is known for. I like that gung fu. Tell you about it, not kung fu, but it's both because they use martial arts, karate, and weapons. Weapons? Can we say weapons? Oh, I like how Part 1 description said that this whole franchise actually brought back uh, action movies, and I don't think I thought of it that way. But it's true. We have lacked action movies far as coming to the theater, at least around the time when John Wick 1 and 2 came out. Now, there's action movies that my husband and I have seen, but they were like through Netflix, streaming. So I have a question. Is streaming the new straight to DVD format now? Because it seems like DVDs are fading out. You know, the movies back then, they're like coming straight to DVD or straight to home video or straight to VHS. Now is it like that's what streaming is? It's coming straight to streaming. I don't think it's no longer an insult or a slap in the face or a way for movie people to be embarrassed anymore. It's just the way times have changed, you know? So I tell you, I'm about to read the second sentence in this first descriptive paragraph. The film significantly expands the world of assassins, exploring a global network of killers. I read that. Luxurious hotels. I read all that already. Time is going by so fast. Oh my goodness. The date. Now it says DEBT. I think that might be debt, not debut. Hercules the Shark is coming back on Friday. Yup, Monday and Tuesday you get Morning Moo helping you power through your work week. And I know I'm doing a good job with that. Thank you guys for coming in and hitting the like. Monday and Tuesdays is Morning Moo. Wednesdays is the exploring the YouTube hole. And I'm in the ladybug costume. And Thursdays, I'm myself in regular clothes. Random Thursdays, freestyle Thursdays to talk about anything that comes to mind that interests me. And Friday, your boy Hercules. Yep, they're all different topics. So today is Morning Moon Monday Motivation. Let's power through. Or should I say, power move. Getting and you through your work week. We're talking about the John Wick movies. The day, I'm thinking that's the day. John Wick is approached by Santino D'Antonio, an Italian mobster who reminds John of a blood oath or marker he previously made. When I saw this, I'm like, he is not gonna get out of this. Part one, he got out. He was grieving, mourning over his wife, and then they took his dog, his car, tore up his house, and he had to go back in. You know how hard that had to be? He just got his life straight. Then he had to turn around. Had to turn right back around. He saw one issue and then had to pick up another. So he had to be reminded of a marker he previously made. And then it says here to fulfill the debt and avoid Santino's wrath, John reluctantly agrees to 86 D'Antonio's sister, to allow Santino to take her seat on a high table. I thought that was the most stupid and the most sloppiest thing ever. I'm like, this in part two, that's the most stupidest thing. So he wanted to 86 his own sister just so he could take her seat. Whatever happened to a conversation? So this will be something else I would like to have a deep dive on, the history of the brother and sister. Why did it have to come to the extreme just so he could win? I'm like, dude, it's not that serious. I value my life. Take it. Why wasn't it as simple as that? As offensive as it would have been for him to ask, he asked, right? But gosh almighty. So I want to know the relationship with them. Are they half brothers and half sisters, or are they, both have the same mother and father? Because for it to come down to that, it's like they put John Wick in another sticky situation. Like he was too, not John Wick, but the brother, the Antonio brother, was too cowardly to do it himself. He sent in someone else to do it. His dirty work. If you want the throne, put in the work. Like they said on training day. Oh no, young blood, you gotta twist it around here. Around here, you gotta put in your homework. I'm like, dang. So that's something I want to know. What was the relationship? What was is the between a brother and sister in part two? Why did the brother have his sister killed? And once again, it seems like we're starting to have a recurring theme. What's going on, official YouTube of India? Thank you, Kyle. Thank you for putting that in there. Thank you. Welcome in. So there seems to be a reoccurring theme. Hey guys, with it being something going on with the brothers. Now, let me read my notes correctly, or should I say, I cannot say that. I don't want. It's not the brothers as I think back. Part one is the father and son. The father made a grave mistake, not telling his son something very important that would cause earth-shattering and life-changing events to occur. Part two, once again, is family issues, where it's between a brother and sister. Man, it's all in the family. This is crazy. Thank you so much. Remember the 90s. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for participating in the survey. We have 24 people who've already participated so far. Whether or not do you like the John Wick movies, yes or no? I definitely say yes on a part of the survey. We have 16 likes already. And you know what? It's already an hour that's passed. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for coming in, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I am not going anywhere, but it is an hour. So I want to welcome all the ones who came in from the first half, and welcome to the new ones coming in. Good morning, and welcome to the morning mood. I'm here to help you power move through your work week. Happy Monday, you guys. Today is, let me pull up the date. Monday, August 25th, 2025, and the time is 6:13 a.m. over here. And it is time to put some cows in the chat at the top of the key. Cows in the chat, cows in the chat. Moo. Cows in the chat, calls in the chat. Cows in the chat, calls in the chat. Moo. Cows in the chat, calls in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, and all living, breathing things here on planet Earth. They say America is the great melting pot. Wrong. It is planet Earth that is the great melting pot. And welcome all of you from all walks of life for coming in here. You could have been anywhere else in the world, anywhere else in this space. YouTube Megaverse, but you are here hanging with the cool kids, putting some cows in the chats and having a good time. I'm LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy, and I am talking about the John Wick's movies. I'm going to be here for a long time today, just slow cooking this thing, learning about the movie, doing the deep dive. Thank you so much, Benji. Remember the 90s. Thank you, Tarsus, for rolling in, holding it down. And you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Cows in the chat, celebrating cows. Here on LA TV, I'd like to apologize for the science people, the NASA people, and the government for placing the blame on these precious bovines, saying that they or we, I am the blame for global warming. Apparently, they ran out of people to place the blame on, so now they're placing the blame on these precious cows. Oh, a moment of silence. If it weren't for cows, guys, there would be no Burger King. Flame Royal, Flame Royal, Flame Royal. Let me put some flames in the chat for Flame Broil burgers. Meow meow meow. We've got Flame Broil in the heezy. Flame Broil. Get some cows in here. If it weren't for cows, there will be no Burger King. And thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for liking the video. Liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing as we power move this work week. Please be safe out there, guys, as you go to your work and commute to school. Take the kids to school. You guys be safe. Listen to your kids when they're telling you things. Sometimes the only time you guys are going to get to actually talk with your kids is in the car or while you're driving them to school or walking them to the bus stop. Please use that time because that might be the time they want to open up and say some things about school that make them uncomfortable. Please listen to them because then and there you'll know whether or not you should send them to school that day or keep them home to continue the conversation. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Bring back the cheeseburger flavored strawberries. That's what they need to do. They need to do what's the solid because they messed up this planet that we live in called planet Earth. I love this planet. It's a beautiful place, but they're tearing it up. So as an apology, they need to what? Bring back the unicorn as a peace offering and go on in the lab and make us a strawberry cow and be like, we're sorry. We know we messed up. Here you go. That's right. You have to, or you're just going to end up like another John Wick situation. Because as I break this down, we're finding out sometimes one little thing can ruin your whole life. Because the part one was a mess. Had his dad told him that, we wouldn't be talking about this great movie today. So I am currently in AI overview reading the summary of part one. No, part two of this movie here. And we are at the part where, the brother sent John Wick to go 86 his own sister so he could take the seat at the high table, which is dumb. The escalation. Jhon successfully assassinates Gianna in Rome. However, San Antonio double crosses Jhon by sending his moot bodyguard Ares to eliminate Jhon, allowing Santino to tie up loose ends. It don't work that way. The conflict leads to a chain of events, resulting in a large bounty being placed on John's life, making him a target for all assassins in the criminal underworld. The escalation. Yes, that was dope. And the next what I should say category, it says the world of assassins, and it says the film expands on the mythology of the assassin underworld, revealing a larger and more complex global network. A larger, more complex global network. Yeah. And when I read that part about the global network, what made me think of that is when the women were in the call center, the old school switchboard service, when they plug the cables in to connect the call. That's what did it for me to make it seem like, yeah, this is bigger than we thought. It seemed big already based on them showing a little bit in part one and part two that Wick was a part of something else that's bigger than the regular 9 to 5 type of job. It did a good job showing that. Part two, it really started to get deeper into like, man, this is way out of my league, or like how some people like to say, It's out of my pay grade. Patch Patch be telecommunications patch bay. That made me think of my aunt. My aunt, man, she was so happy at that time. She worked as one of those switchboard operators who actually, did that. What do you call it? The telecommunications patch bay. She worked at, it was called Michigan Bell or either Bell South. That was our telephone company. And one of the good jobs in our small town that women could have because, at that time, they only thought women, if they had jobs, they should be like in clerical situations and doing all that office stuff. My aunt had that job. She worked at Michigan Bell, and she got to put the to do that. But when it closed, she lost her job, and her world changed too. And that's sad because when the plants closed in my small town and started shutting down, the men lost their jobs, and the women who actually wanted to go to work and had like those clerical jobs, when the telephone company closed, the women lost their jobs. So how in the world are they going to help their partners and family when both of them are down bad? So our town honestly don't seem like it really bounced back. It's starting to now, but it's never the same, and it really affected our families big time. So yeah, having said that, I like what it reads here. On the film, The World of Assassins, the film expands on the mythology of the assassin's underworld, revealing the larger and more complex global network. The expanded world includes, y'all, the Continental Hotel, a neutral ground where business is prohibited. Why haven't they talked about Wednesday yet? He's a main character. He's a bigger part of the Continental. That's his baby. Probably Batman connections or something. Thank you. You're welcome. The Continental, a neutral ground where business is prohibited. The High Table, the council of 12 high-ranking crime bosses. The Technical Tailors, a secret switchboard that caters to the assassins. And that's what we're talking about, the switchboard ladies. They have clerical work jobs, and they're known as the Tactical Tailors. This shows the more detailed breakdown of the specifics of their jobs, which makes it even more interesting. So when I rewatch the movies again, of course, I'll be like, oh, those are the Technical Tailor people. They have names for their jobs and assignments. Y'all, I'm still talking about part two. It says here actions and the setting portion. The film's action sequences are set in New York and Rome. I thought so. Thought so meaning when I saw the way the Continental was set up, I instantly thought of New York, but I also thought of overseas. And I'm not specifically saying I knew it was Rome, but I knew it was somewhere over there in that country, the way the streets and stuff were set up. So it's like to me, they blended both together. The Continental had a New York feel at the top, but at the bottom, the and the floor and the streets around it, to me, gave off another country feel. So I really like how they blended it together. Wow. So the film's action sequences are set in New York and Rome, featuring stunning locations and brutal choreography. You don't say. Jhon faces multiple opponents, including Guyana's bodyguard, Cassian, and the elite assassin Ares. Consequences. Don't they always say that? Consequences. Thank you for coming in. You guys have a good morning or a good day. Or for some of you, have a good night. Some of you have to go to sleep or go to work. You know, thank you for coming in and giving of your time and pressing the like button. My likes are getting higher. Yay! Higher, higher, higher off the ground. Consequences. John's decision to 86 Santino in the Continental Lounge violates the underworld's rules. It's like he just was getting in too deep. It just was one thing after the other. One thing after the other. one thing after the other. As a result, Winston, the manager of the New York Continental, is forced to declare Jhon excommunicado, stripping him of his privileges and increasing the bounty on his head globally. Now, Winston is Wednesday. Now, when I say Wednesday, I get the two characters mixed up because in American Gods, the man who owned, okay, in American Gods, the guy who was a mystery unto us all and will forever be a mystery unto us all because they canceled the show, his name is Wednesday. That same guy from American Gods basically has the same characteristic traits and airs about him as he do in John Wick. So it's hard for me, as you can see, to separate both of the characters. The Wednesday character from American Gods and him in um, John Wick. The movies are murdered because I was about to say Constantine. Help me! So in the John Wick movie, the name of the guy is Winston. I want to make sure that Winston is the man I'm referring to. So let me look. Well, I don't want to ruin that neither. I'm going to open up another tab really quickly. Is Winston the name of the guy from? You know what? I don't even think I need this keyboard right here. I might can unplug it. Is Winston the owner of the Continental? I need to see if Winston is the guy who played Winston. Exactly. Winston Scott is the owner and manager of the New York Continental Hotel and John Wick franchise. So yes, Winston is the Wednesday guy. Got it. AI overview. Uh-oh. So we have actions and settings and consequences. Consequences. That's what they always say. Isn't there a medicine out there called consequence? I'm like, I'm not taking that. Y'all, some of this medicine they coming out with the results of the aftermath is in the title of the medicine, so that should be a hint. So it ended right there. Now I'm going to look up John Wick Part 3 AI Overview Summary. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I am having a good time. AI Overview. CJHONWIC. Good morning, y'all. Thanks for coming in as I'm jamming on the ones and twos on this computer, learning more about these John Wick franchise movies. And we're breaking it down like yo gabba gabba. I'll break it down. Go Broby, go Broby, go Broby. WICK Part 3 AI Overview Summary. Now I'm typing in John Wick Part 3 AI Overview Summary, and let's see what it pulls up. My computer is like, yo, we have another update. Now this happened when I first started the show. And I said, another time. Is it going to keep asking me every hour if I want to update? The computer is alive and I think I can prove it. The computer is alive and I can prove it. Goodness. An AI generated overview of John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. Do y'all like, out of all the ones we're talking about so far, there's one We talked about part 1, part 2, and now we are on part 3. Part 3 was my favorite. My favorite one out of the 3 that came out at that time. It's just like, how much further into the rabbit hole can you get? How much more can you expand on this plot? It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Get me out of here! An AI-generated overview of John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum would summarize the films as follows. After being declared excommunicado, dun dun dun, by the High Table, legendary hitman John Wick is on the run with a $14 million bounty on his head. The film follows his desperate attempts to survive as he is relentlessly pursued by a new army of the world's most ruthless assassins. Now, it keeps saying that the people that get sent to him are the world's most ruthless. Each video says that, but he takes them down in every movie. So now they're sending in another set of highly esteemed, ruthless people, and they didn't make it. Now we're number 3. AI overview was saying the film follows his desperate attempts to survive as he is relentlessly pursued by a new army of the world's most ruthless assassins. What do you mean, a new army? How many more armies y'all have to surrender unto Caesar before you get it? It's not gonna work. Now that's insanity. Now I know keep going, but these people crazy. Oh my goodness. Where's my laughing emoji at? I want to put the laughing emoji in here. Laughing. L-A. How many more people are they going to send into here? Let me type it. How many more people are they gonna send? Dude, how many more people are gonna send John Wick's way until they get that he's not going to stop? Key plot points. I'm talking about part 3 and reading the key points on that. It says key plot points on the run, as usual. The movie begins moments after the end of John Wick Chapter 2, with Wick's 1-hour grace period expiring. 1 hour. He must fight his way through New York City. New York City! He must fight his way through New York City to escape the multitude of assassins seeking to collect their enormous bounty. Now, it says here in the summary that at the time, the bounty was for $14 million. But when we get up to part 4, it's way more than that. Did it go up to 20 million or something? It went up to, the bounty went higher in part 4. So in part 3, it's at $14 million. So Wick's 1-hour grace period expiring, he must fight his way through New York City to escape the multitude of assassins seeking to collect their enormous bounty. Seeking a way back. I'm going to read that. To survive, comma. John Wick's journey to Casablanca. Y'all. Vampires, man. When I watched the movie, when the scene rolled into that, I'm like, vampire stuff? Am I sensing 10 vampire notions here? Now, in the movie, it didn't specifically outright say, I'm going to Casablanca. Gas up the bus. Let's go. No, it just rolled into this new group of people on the scene, this new group of villains on the scene that gave vampire airs. Vampire airs. And in this summary, it specifically says he is going to Casablanca. This is dope. So it's like a soft touch of vampire stuff in this movie. Seeking a way back to survive, John Wick journeys to Casablanca to seek help from a former associate named Sophia. With her reluctant help, he tracks down the elder, the head of the high table, and pledges his loyalty in exchange for his life. Yo, this is heavy. Every paragraph I read, every summary that I read in reference to this movie, I keep saying to myself, despite me seeing this movie over and over again, how much further can he get? You know that movie In Too Deep. Well, the whole Wick franchise takes the cake. Shouts out to the creators who helped write this movie because it's just you watch part one. It's like this is good right here. We can just keep it surface level and have a franchise surface level on this because that is good enough. No, part two comes in. You're sinking a little further. It's like he still can get out of this and find his way back home. Oh no, it don't look like that's gonna be a possibility. But this is John Wick, the man, aka the boogeyman, according to that man's daddy in part one. So life might find a way. Shouts out to Jurassic Park. Life finds a way. But now in part three, he in the vampires den. He pledging stuff. How you gonna double pledge, man? He like quadrupling deep into the poop show now. How you gonna even keep count of all the stuff he done did and said you gonna do it? He is submerged right now into the quicksand, and I still have more to read. He tracks down the elder, the head of the high table, and pledges his loyalty in exchange for his life. Once more, a betrayal and standoff. Upon returning to New York, Wick is ordered to 86 Winston. Not Wednesday. The manager of the Continental Hotel. He refuses, and together they team up to fight the High Table's forces, led by the adjudicator, that girl, that beast in heels, known as the adjudicator, and the deadly assassin Zero. Now, Zero, I did not know he had a name. I just thought he was the bald man with the knife. The man with the knife who worked at a fish shack to pass the time as he waited for another assignment. The bald man who fed some puffer fish to the demon in heels at his fish shack. Y'all remember that scene? The adjudicator went to the man with the blade talking about some, I need some help. I was told that you will be the man to do the job. The man cooking food, sauteing fish, having a conversation about getting ready to take somebody out of this planet. And he's smiling and making orders at the same time. Yeah, I was looking for the moment to meet my hero, John Wick. But I never thought it to be on these terms, and I highly accept your offer. But before I do this, I need you to eat some of this puffer fish because it shows to me, that by you eating this deadly puffer fish, if I didn't clean it out, you gonna be dead. So she looked scared. The adjudicator, the demon on heels, had a little reflex like, oh my god. She took the puffer fish and ate, and she didn't pass away. So that's still deal for the bald man with the blade to go chasing after John Wick, and it just intensifies the strategy or the plot even more. Now I don't know why the summary reads that the adjudicator is all of that because all she did was go around barking orders and pressing buttons, but I never saw her fight. So how tough is she? Because she sure looked weak in the knees, SWV, when that man asked her to eat the puffer fish. She shouldn't have flinched. All he did was ask her to take a bite. He didn't ask her to go kill Superman. So why is she even a part of this? The ballet kids turning around, spinning around in the Casablanca area, more tougher than her. The kids wrestling in there in the home for impoverished children where John Wick grew up at, tougher than her. So why they pick her? I would like to know where she came from. And it's giving nepotism vibes. Oh, this is our daughter. She's weak, but she's ours. We'll let her be the adjudicator so she can feel important and powerful. We'll give her some really high heels and a bad A haircut that's shaved to make her look tough, but she not. And we'll put these temporary tattoos on her to make her look tough, but she not. Which is another reason why I like this franchise because the characters, when you look at them, it's like waffle, waffle. So upon returning to New York, Wick is ordered to 86 Winston, the manager of the Continental Hotel. He refuses, and together they team up to fight the High Table's forces, led by the Adjudicator, which is the Beast in Heels, and the deadly assassin Zero. I didn't know the man with the blade and the bald head had a name until now. All I knew is he sold fish. I'll tell Hercules not to go there and eat fish on Fridays at his stand 'cause he living a double life. A double life of danger. A double life of danger. The cliffhanger ending. How could they say this is the cliffhanger ending when the whole movie is the cliffhanger? Y'all, I'm already a half hour in, approaching my second hour, and I'm talking about part three, having a good time. Shouts out to the fans who watch this movie. Shouts out to the ones who haven't. By me talking about this, probably maybe it'll help you steer into the direction of checking it out, at least part one, if you're into those types of movies. The cliffhanger ending, y'all. After successfully fending the High Table's forces, Winston seemingly betrays Wick by pow-powing him multiple times, causing him to fall from the top of the Continental. Wick survives and is secretly delivered to the Bowery King, known as Morpheus, who is also injured and furious with the High Table. The two men form an alliance to take down the organization, setting the stage for the next chapter. I was like, okay, yeah, that's a good movie. I can take a break on this. I could take about a 2.5 year hiatus from another Wick movie coming out because the way part three ended, it was beautiful. I was scratching my head because it was giving me Matrix and it was giving me video game vibes. It was giving me a pinch of Constantine and just a seasonal dash of American Gods because of Wednesday is now the character in um, the Wick movie. So it's a mix of a lot of things. Plus, it's got some vampire stuff in there. I don't know if I'm gonna end up seeing Bella Swan, Jacob Black, Edward Cullen, or etc. It slip up in the movie to make a cameo. Cameo. Bow, 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 bow. Ah. Dun, something. Ah. Dun, 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 dun. I know I'll turn up that beat. Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey. Dun, 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 dun. Doo. Shouts out to Cameo. Hey, ah. Ooh. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Welcome to the morning move. Motivational Mondays. Let's power move. I am here having a good time. Happy to be back from my 2 days off. Well, technically, to me, 3 days off now. I have a schedule. And it's really nice to take a break. My husband's been helping me, reminded me, and helping me take more breaks, and it's working out. It's working out and it's nice. So I've just read this AI overview summary from John Wick Part 3, Parabellum, which came out in 2019. I'm getting ready to mosey on over and see Part 4 summary and read that. John Wick Part 4 AI overview. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, y'all. Now let me put this in here. I just want to erase that and put 4. I'm also live streaming on Twitch. So if you're interested, I'm over there. I'm pretty much filming the same thing that you see now, except for the fact that with this video, you'll see the farm background with the cows, the barn, and me actually sharing my screen. So the stuff I'm reading currently, you'll be able to see in Twitch. Nonetheless, once it's all said and done, I will upload that video as well over here. And let me push enter because I'm going to see this answer. Today, I have a different snack. I have a whole bag of popcorn because I'm talking about movies. So I didn't want cereal, popcorn, excuse me, and I have water too. Guys, this is amazing. I'm basically getting 10 likes an hour. Thank you so much. I'm getting ready to enter my second hour, and the time is going by so fast. It seemed like I just started this thing. Popcorn is good. And I know birds like popcorn and squirrels. You see, when they eat popcorn, their tiny little hands. Isn't it cute? It's like the popcorn is this one popcorn kernel is just enough for squirrels when they hold it in their tiny squirrel hands. It's so cute, isn't it? Yeah. That's the thing. In the beginning of this live stream, it was like, y'all say a little prayer for me. Because just for that reason, it gets stuck in your teeth or it gets stuck here. And it causes you to start choking and carrying on. So it's like, oh my goodness. Somebody help me. I'm getting ready to put popcorn into the chat with me laughing. John Wick Chapter 4 follows John's final crusade against the High Table. Not final. Thank you for coming in, Benji. That's the part. So I'm being mindful and careful so that won't happen. I'm taking the risk, y'all. I'm taking the risk. John Wick Chapter 4 follows John's final crusade against the High Table. Now, how this reads, I didn't know it was going to be his final one. How could it be his final one? Because there's a part 5 out now. But we're going to figure that out. Slow and steady wins the race. I have questions in reference to why it would say final. Final crusade against the High Table, culminating in the duel for his freedom that ends with his death. The film introduces powerful new enemies and complex allies who push Wick to his limits as he fights his way across the globe. How do you fight your way across the globe? I understand Dancing with the Stars, but fighting across the globe, that's new to me. How do you fight across the globe? Not around the world, baby, but across the globe, that's a whole nother cachet. Cachet! Sachet! Join John Wick as he fights across the globe in this ice capade musical event. Dun, 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 dun. Woo, 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 woo. Kick, kick, punch. Oh, sachet. Backhand. Ah, and spin. Wow. Oh. Plot summary. The Marquis rise. Following the events of Chapter 3, the High Table appoints the cruel Marquis Vincent Basset the Grommet. Oh my gosh! Why didn't they say this dude's name in the movie? Why didn't they say anybody's name in the movie? The annoying buffoon in John Wick 4 who blew up the Continental. The snotty brat that they sent, who to me gives me a taste of vampire tendencies. This dude's name is long. It says here Marquis Vincent. Wait, Marquis Vincent Basset de Grommet is the name of that dude. To 86 John Wick and restore order. They sent him to restore order. I want to know a backstory about where he came from and how. See you later. Thank you for coming in. You've been here for almost 2 hours. Have a great morning. Good night. Have a good one. Thanks for coming in. Have a great week. Bye. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. So how in the world they go about choosing this guy? It's like they're just picking a bunch of snotty brats to run this, and it's not gonna work. The adjudicator is good for nothing, and now this person they chose to restore order is just the same, but a boy. The Marquis destroys the New York Continental, 86 the concierge Karen, and forces John's old friend Kane, a blind assassin, to hunt him by threatening Kane's daughter. Now I didn't know the blind man's name was Kane. Now is the pun intended because he uses a cane to get by, just to get by, just to get by. Why y'all do him like that? Who told you that? Bruh. This dude, the blind man in part 4. The blind man in part 4. Name is Kane. Caine. In reference to Kane's, we have our first, to my knowledge, Kane's Chicken Shack here. I won't be eating at Kane's restaurant because why would I want to eat somewhere? Dude's name is Kane. That's the dude who allegedly did the first 86ing. on planet Earth. Why would I want to eat there? Why aren't they telling us these folks' names? This is very important. So what I will have to do now is listen to these movies with a different intention, solely asphyxiating on waiting for them to waiting to see if they actually mention the characters' names or not. Now I'll have to rewatch them to see. But that dude's name is Kane. So the new brat on the scene who was sent to set order to, this whole, to restore order to the whole thing, he sends John's old friend in to 86 John Wick. And the only reason that his best friend, John Wick's friend, is doing it is because the high table people threatened the blind to 86 the blind man's daughter. That's the only reason he did it. That's trash. A global hunt. Wick attempts to find sanctuary and allies at the Okasha Continental, but the Marquise's forces and Kane attack the hotel, leading to a massive fight where the hotel manager and John's friend Koji is murdered. During his escape, John is pursued by a tracker and bounty hunter known as Mr. Nobody. Now, he's the only person who actually said his name at the in the movie. He was playing the game of cards at the table with that big old dude who looked like he came from Street Fighter. He just abnormally too big. Like, dude, lay off the bodybuilding too big. That kind of big, like, good luck getting through the door. You cannot get on roller coasters because your muscles are in the way, like mutant big. Mr. Nobody said who his name was there. Out of all the players slash characters in this franchise, I don't really recall um, them giving any notice to focusing on their names. John is pursued by a tracker and bounty hunter known as Mr. Nobody, but the two came to an understanding after Wick saves Nobody's dog from an attack. So they come to an understanding. Hey, a life for a life. I'm saying that because let me keep it together. I am reading John Wick Part 4. John Wick Part 3, Halle Berry's dog got 86. John Wick pulled her in and needed some help, and during that, she lost one of her dogs. John Wick 4, John Wick saves the dog's life. In addition to saving the dog's life, kind of making amends in a way for turning the loose ends in Part 3, where Halle Berry lost her dog to the life. John Wick saves the dog, makes a pet friend, and another human friend, Mr. Nobody. The duel, sir. Let me invite you to a duel. You guys, we made it to 20 likes. That is so cool. Meow, meow, meow. Hey, thank you. It looks like he's in the spaceship, don't it? Man, it looks like he's in the spaceship. The global hunt. Now, it's a lot to read in Part 4. The summary is nice. Wick attempts to find sanctuary and allies at I read that part. The duel. Let me read that. John travels to Berlin and is reinstated into his former crime family. What? That's his former crime family? Jhon travels to Berlin and is reinstated to his former crime family. The Ruka Roma, after 86ing a powerful German high table member, which is the guy I was talking about at the cards game. This allows him to challenge the Marquis to a duel for his freedom under the high table's ancient rules. Goodness. The duel is set for sunrise at the Sacré Coeur Basilica in Paris, with Winston acting as John's second and Kane as Marquis' proxy. Man, this is heavy. It's just like by this time he got up all those stairs fighting all those people, I was tired, folks. I was so tired. I just felt like I got done lifting mountains. They did a good job. He did a good job acting out that scene. I was so tired. He went up those stairs. What's going on, Reggie, Curly, and Luxy Polly? Thank you guys for coming in. The climax. The Marquis tries to stop Jhon from reaching the duel by putting, that is what it is, a $40 million bounty on his head. What's going on, Duke Space Ranger? Great to see you again as well. I'm currently on reading the summary of part 4 of John Wick. So y'all, thank you for coming in. Happy Monday to you. It says here, it went up from I think in part 2 it was a $14 million bounty on John Wick's head, and then it escalated over the courses of the videos or the franchises to $40 million. So the Royal Snot tries to stop Jhon from reaching the duel by putting a $40 million bounty on his head. John King and Mr. Nobody battle waves of assassins through the streets of Paris and up the Ballerina steps. During the duel, King gravely wounds Jhon. John's final gambit, y'all. Hello. In the final act of arrogance, the Marquis takes King's place to deliver the killing blow, unaware that Jhon had not yet fired his last shot. Jhon pow-pows him in the head, winning the duel and his freedom. Peace in death. Mortally wounded, John Wick succumbs to his injuries and passes away peacefully on the Ballerina steps. The film concludes with Winston and the Bowery, which is Morpheus, King visiting his grave, marked with the epitaph, loving husband, beside his late wife's. Ambiguous ending and spin-offs. I need to just let that breathe first before I go right into that. And myself take a small break because we are approaching the 2-hour mark. Where is the time going? And I knew this was going to be a long one. And as I talk, I'm still missing stuff I want to talk about, but there's still so much to talk about. That is the art of conversation. So far, 37 of you guys, you cool peeps, have already participated in the vote. Let me look over here and see what you guys are saying in the survey. Do you like the John Wick movies is what the survey is asking. The survey is still open. 62% said yes, you do, including myself. And 38% of you said no. I'm liking the differences. Thank you for participating and liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. You guys, look at it. We did it. We have 20 likes. Woo! Do, 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 do. Do. Can't touch this. Do, 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 do. Hammer time. I have to celebrate. We're about to hit our second hour. Thank you for coming in to Elay TV. I'm LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm crazy. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I am not going anywhere, but it's at the top of the hour. We are quickly approaching our second hour mark in this video, and I want to welcome the ones who are new today to the platform to say good day, good morning to you. I hope you are having a great start to your morning. Welcome to Morning Mood Motivational Mondays. Let's power move. I'm here to happily get you through and motivated to your work week. Kids have to go to school, parents have to go to work. Some people have to do their morning exercise routines. But out of all the places in the world, you are here hanging out with me, and it means a lot. As big as this planet is and space is, you're joining me. I am talking about the John Wick movies, and I just finished reading the summary on part 4. And in a little bit, I will be talking about the summary for basically what should be called John Wick Part 5. But before we get started, it is time to put some cows in the chat. It is the 2-hour mark. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, and AI, it is that time for us to put what? Cows in the chat. I need my harmonica. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Moo. Calls in the chat. Calls in the chat. Calls in the chat. Calls in the chat. Moo. Calls in the chat. Calls in the chat. We are putting cows in the chat to celebrate cows because they are cool. And here on Elay TV, I like to apologize deeply for the science people for putting the blame on you guys, saying that you're the cause of global warming. I guess they ran out of people to place the blame on. So I like to take the time to say shout out to the cows for the one time and for putting cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Cows in the chat. Calls in the chat. You can put cows in the chat, your favorite animal emojis in the chat, or your favorite emojis in general in the chat while I chat about cows. I'm going to put unicorn emoji in the chat for the one time because I think the science people, aka the NASA people, should give us the present. And one of those presents to apologize for tearing up this planet is to bring back the unicorn. Let's bring the unicorns back, shall we? We've got a dinosaur, a bluebird, a flame, a dragon. Thank you for that. Putting some color in here. We've got animals in the chat. I'm going to put some more animals in the chat too. I'm going to put animals in. Animals, ANIMAL. If I can, ANAN. And there's some animals. I'm trying to spell animals. Well, just a second. I'm gonna go other way. There's some animals, guys. I'll put raccoon, cat. There's some more animals. Yes. And today, I'll have popcorn instead of cereal because I'm talking about schmoovers. Remember it's a commercial. I don't think it was TNT. It might have been, it was either or American Movie Classic, because to me, TNT and AMC were like in competition when TV was really TVing, and it was like movers for guys who like movers, and they would show like movies that were action packed, explosions and stuff. They would focus on playing movies for guys who like movies, like on the weekends or the weekends of like summer vacation. So it says here, ambiguous ending and spin-offs. An uncertain end while the final scene shows John's gravestone, comma, director Chad Stahelski has noted that a less ambiguous ending was filmed but discarded. What? This has led to speculation about whether Jhon is truly dead or faked his death to be finally freed. Continuing the lore, the franchise has continued to expand beyond Wick's story. A post-credit scene in Chapter 4 shows Koji's daughter Akira approaching Kane with a knife, setting up a confirmation that it will be explored in Kane's spin-off film. Oh my goodness! Those are the terms, spin-offs and stuff. So they are going to do this like the Power. The 50 Cent has like the books of Power or what have you. So they're calling it spin-offs, but nonetheless it's the same thing. So this I didn't know. After John Wick 4 goes off, yes, the girl, for lack of a better word, who looks like she worked in the Tokyo hotel with her dad got killed and she wants revenge. At the end of the movie, they show her approaching the blind guy named Kane, and she has a knife and it pulls out with that. And so it says here, the end of chapter 4 shows Koji's daughter Akira approaching Kane with a knife, setting up a confirmation that will be explored in Kane's spin-off film. What's going on, Randy? Moo to you too. Dude, so I did not know that after watching basically the closing credits and the end scene that it was going to be a spin-off to the blind guy, which would be dope. I thought it was just going to lead into another John Wick movie. Wow, where's my ink pen? I better keep up with my ink pens. Here we are. So part 4 has it's going to be a spin-off. I didn't know that. I need to look that up. Kane spin-off. Caines spin-off. Off film. In part 4. So we talked about 1. We read the summary for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And part 1 of John Wick, all of this could have been avoided. What? Had his dad told his son to avoid John Wick. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much. Yay! Thank you, OJWWE. Welcome in. Good morning to you, or good morning to me. Welcome to the Morning Moon Motivation. Let's power through. Power move. Getting you guys through your work day. Happy Monday to all of you. Happy Monday to myself and my friends, friends, and family. And to the replay gang as well. The time is 7:13 a.m. This is the second hour. I'm in the second hour of this live stream, and I'm having a good time. I'm comfortable. I'm in the comfort of my own place with my family. It's perfection. What more could a woman want? I have everything I want and need. Oh, you guys, thanks for putting those really cool animal emojis and stuff in the chat. It means a lot. These things are really cool, right? I like emojis. So, I'm trying to stay in order. So I took a note to come back to look at the Kane spinoff because I'm trying to go in order. You're in the UK. It's 12:14 p.m. So it's still nighttime for you. That's dope. I usually say like at the top of the hour, good morning to you guys or good night to some of you. So yeah, because everyone's got different times. So it's like good morning to some and good night to others. That's dope. Thank you for coming in way from over there. Over there. my question is here. This is where I started out the show. Um, wondering how many Wick movies are there? I was expecting to see 5, but it said 4. I'm like, how was that? Because the ballet one came out, right? So, excuse me, I did a little research. I worked backwards, and it's in there, but they don't consider it as a part 5. Why, I don't know. So I'm getting ready to type in John Wick 5. So AI overview can correct me and say, I think so too. Why it's not considered a part 5? I don't want them to mess up a good thing. And it really confused me. I can't say when I saw the preview, I was highly disappointed. I was sad. I felt so deflated. I'm like, this is not going to work. I have yet to see the Ballerina movie. So if you haven't, it's going to be a spoiler alert because I'm going to be eventually reading the summary to it. But I'm still trying to wrap my head around what are they trying to do. Well, perhaps with this last piece of information I got, that the blind guy in part 4, now I know his name is Kane, he is going to have a spin-off movie off of this. Well, how are they gonna? How on the H can you spin off this ballet thing? I'm lost. I'm getting ready to read to you what I just wrote, what I just read. I typed in John Wick Part 5 AI Overview Summary, and this is what it's saying. Yeah, Duke Space Ranger said, so 4 of the 5 are about John Wick, and we're about to find out some information together. If you are interested in typing for yourself, in Google, I typed in John Wick Part 5 AI Overview Summary. And what I got, it says John Wick 5 is officially confirmed to be in development with Keanu Reeves returning to star and Chad Stahelski directing. But its plot yet not yet defined, focusing on a new storyline separate from the Hightower conflicts of previous films. The film's direction is influenced by spin-off projects, including an animated oh my gosh, no, an animated prequel exploring Wick's earlier days and the upcoming Ballerina and Kane spin-off films, which will use these to catapult ideas for the main sequel. Now, I'm thrown off with this taste when they say they're thinking of making this into an anime. It all depends on what type of graphics they use will make or break this. It can be done, but the quality in which they choose to continue this means everything. I'm a little worried about this whole thing and the way it will go because what is it? You've got Matrix 1 through a million. Then they came out with Animatrix. I like Animatrix, but it still makes me sad because it's missing a lot. I wanted more, even though I get what they were doing. It was not enough. And I don't want this spin off and this new direction to be like that. There is a show that is out on Netflix where the graphics is pretty dope. I think it's called Arcane. If they perhaps did it like that, but used darker colors, it could work. If they present the anime with the graphic scheme and color palette of how Star Wars animated is done with Disney, it won't work. So the film's direction is influenced by spin-off projects including an animated prequel exploring Wick's earlier days and the upcoming Ballerina and Kane spin-off films, which will use these to catapult ideas for the main sequel. What do you guys think about that? That's good. What's going on, Megan? It's long time no see. How you doing? Hey, girl. John Wick 5 is going to be good. I think so too. It's just these spin-offs I'm a little worried about, but they're still hammering out the details. As I continue further, Splot Pot Pot it's a tongue twister, guys. It's a tongue twister. Plot and story direction. I'm glad you're doing good. Good morning to you. Director Chad Stahelski has stated that John Wick's story with the High Table was pretty wrapped up, and that's quoted in the previous film. Chapter 5 will be a new story, not a continuation of the previous conflict. However, it could still be wrapped up with the High Table, lightly dusting on the scene opening of a time that was once good but has fallen, and where it's at now because of Morpheus and Neo. Look, I know I'm saying Morpheus and Neo, but Morpheus is also in the John Wick movies, and all I see him is Morpheus being taking the role as the poor man. You know, John Wick's fate. While the end of Chapter 4 showed Wick collapsing after a duel with Kane, his death was not depicted on screen. His survival was left ambiguous to allow for potential fifth film. Oh, you like Shadow? Shadow is cute in that movie, and I've always liked him. John Wick might grow up his hair. Wow. So you think it'll be longer than how it originally was, like to his shoulders or something? Who knows? Because in my mind, if they were to pick up, the best way to pick up is with him working with Morpheus and them rising up, and taking over and setting things. And then there's going to be some remnants from people from the old time who want to challenge it. Let me look. I'm looking at pictures. Okay, so like, where do you think how long it should be now for this one? If these pictures are accurate, I see what you're talking about. It goes like about to right here. Popcorn, not cereal today. Oh, 2027. Okay, let's see here. The development of John Wick Chapter 5 will be influenced by the upcoming spin-off projects. Y'all silly. The animated prequel film focusing on John Wick's early life. Okay. Ballerina starring Anna de Armas, which has already released. A spin-off film centered on the character of Kane, directed by and starring Donnie Yen. I think that's still the same guy. I hope they keep him. He did a good job in the first one. First one meaning his first appearance in the Wick franchise, which is part 4. Key takeaways, guys. Confirmation. John Wick 5 has been officially confirmed, with Keanu Reeves returning as the lead character and Chad Stahelski directing. Uncertainty. Uncertainty? What do they mean, uncertainty? There is no synopsis for the film yet, and Stahelski and Reeves are still working on the main thread of the story. It won't be hard to have a main thread of the story. Thank you for coming in and have a good night. Thank you for subscribing and your input. Have a good night. Bye bye. Focus on freshness. Y'all want to read this one more time. Uncertainty. There is no synopsis for the film yet, as Stilinski and Reeves are still working on the main thread of the story. Focus on freshness. The goal is to create a story that will surprise fans and feel distinct from the previous installments, potentially unrelated to the high table. So they keep emphasizing that for John Wick 5, they want to separate themselves totally from 1, 2, 3, and 4's storyline of the high table. Fine. So I see why they're trying to really think of something. The thread of it all is tying it in with the Matrix. I'm already getting it. It already's blending in. John Wick 5. It could be a John Wick 7 if they play their cards right. It could be up to 7. It was like, how many Jaws movies were there? If they can make Jaws 9, 10, 11, and 12 and Sharknado 1 through a million, surely they can make a Wick Part 7. Hope they ain't changing the main character. What's going on, boy Grimm? No, at least for part 5, Keanu Reeves is coming back. But their goal right now for part 5 is to create a story that will surprise fans and feel distinct from the previous installments, potentially unrelated to the high table. Mm-hmm. So it is confirmed. I wonder what's the projected release date. Let me see if this will help give us an answer. Someone already asked in the pre-prompted questions. John Wick 5 has officially no. It says is JW5 confirmed? John Wick Chapter 5 has been officially confirmed with Keanu Reeves returning, so the finality of Chapter 4 ending was apparently a lie. Wow. Not really a lie because they left it in suspense. The same thing my husband was saying when we watched it again for like the 15th billionth time. He was like, we don't know if he has passed away. And that's the truth. They showed his, the grave scene, but that don't mean that he's gone. Today I have regular water. I got some bottled water and I poured in here to go with my popcorn. I want to do something different today. I will be having coffee as my reward after I finish with the live stream this morning. Let's see. I'm going to look at the surveys. 42 of you have participated in the survey. Do you like the John Wick movie? 64% of you, including myself, said yes, and 36% said no. I'm really feeling the comments on here and you guys is your thoughts and your thoughts and stuff like that. I'm looking for my cow emoji. I want to put some cows in the chat. My Monday is starting off really pleasantly, and I'm happy because I started setting up for today's show yesterday. I was so happy. We had some power surges, and so it took out my main computer. We had it affixed properly with the power switch. You know how you have the what is it? The power switch and the